You were lied to, and you paid the price. They told you women were divine, healers, soothers, that their love was some holy cure to your chaos. You bought it. Everyone did, because from your first breath, the story said it loud. She's the prize, you're the chaser. She's the muse, you're the fool kneeling, conditioning, pure, uncut. But here's the pivot you're terrified to face. What if that wasn't just wrong, but engineered? What if women aren't angels? What if the woman you love isn't your missing piece, but you're missing clarity? Aristotle didn't romanticize. He didn't sell you comfort. He saw nature, raw, unforgiving, unfiltered, and he spoke it. The female is, as it were, a mutilated male. Cold? Sure, but clarity often is. This isn't about hating women. This is about burning down the myths that turned you into prey. Frame control starts with killing the fairy tale. Love isn't what you think it is. You think love is mutual, symmetrical, equal. It's not. It's hierarchy disguised as devotion. When you say you're in love, you're usually kneeling at the altar of your own projections, not seeing her, but seeing the part of you that aches to be validated. You think she's nurturing? Look closer. That nurturing is often calibration, strategic emotional feedback designed to optimize your compliance. You think she's soft? That softness is value projection, a mirror tailored to reflect your hunger, to keep you orbiting. Not because she's evil, because she's tactical, because nature made her that way. When you're not the structural default, you survive by adaptive frame control. You bend to the dominant form, not out of love, but out of necessity. Stop projecting, start seeing. When you look at her, what are you seeing? A woman? Or your own unresolved hunger mirrored back at you? You think you want her. You don't. You want the idea of her, the emotional oasis she performs for you, and she knows. That's her edge. She doesn't need to overpower you. She just needs to become essential, the voice you consult before every decision, the mirror you chase to validate your worth. That's not love. That's emotional frame capture. You gave her the map. Every detail you offered, your wounds, your hopes, your insecurities were collected, not to comfort you, to calibrate you. Real world example. You thought telling her about your childhood pain made you closer? Wrong. You handed her a blueprint to your triggers, to your weak points, to your leverage points. She doesn't dominate you with force. She dominates you with precision calibration. You thought she was being emotional. She was being surgical. You thought she was loving. She was scanning. You didn't fall in love. You fell into a well-mapped orbit around her emotional needs. You were a project, not a partner. You thought your vulnerability made you noble. It made you predictable. Predictable men are easy to shape, easy to manage, easy to exhaust. And when your usefulness expires, she doesn't leave out a cruelty. She detaches because the utility is gone. You didn't lose a woman. You lost the illusion she performed for you, the fantasy you desperately clung to because you didn't want to face your own incompleteness. Here's the brutal truth. She never needed to dominate you. You dominated yourself. You silenced your instincts. You traded your standards for proximity. You bent, shifted, folded to stay useful. And you called that love. It wasn't love. It was obedience rehearsed as romance. This is the turning point. The myth must burn. The pedestal must crack. Your neediness must die. Because only then can you lead. Only then can you be sovereign. Only then can you control your own frame. And when you hold your center, everything shifts. Her old tactics won't work. Her tests won't shake you. Her approval won't define you. And maybe she'll stay. Maybe she'll leave. It doesn't matter, because you're no longer seeking completion in her gaze. You're standing whole in your own. Final calibration. She isn't your missing piece. She isn't your salvation. She's a mirror. And if you don't like the reflection, it's time to rebuild the man staring back, because at the end of the day, frame control isn't about manipulating women. It's about mastering yourself. Let the myth burn, build reality, and become the man who no longer needs permission to exist. If this cracked something open inside you, move now. Like this video. Subscribe for more unapologetic, tactical truth they'll never teach you in comfort-driven culture. Remember, sovereignty isn't given, it's seized. own yourself or be owned.